Hello everyone, and welcome to this quick tip from blendercookie.com. My name is Jonathan Williamson, and today I'm going to give you a quick run through on how to use shape keys and frankly, what shape keys are. So first of all, on the latter, shape keys are also known as morph targets and are basically a keyed information on the shape of your mesh, such that you can change the shape of your mesh, such as say the expression on this face model, and then animate between those two shapes. So quick run through on how to use them. You can use shape keys by having, first of all, a mesh object, and then going over to the vertex data section or the object data sections. And here in the shape keys panel is where we can actually add or manipulate shape keys. So the first thing is we need to add a shape key. So we first add a shape key, and you'll notice that it's automatically named basis. And basis just means that it is the base or the original shape key, or in other words, the original shape that all other shape keys are going to reference from. If we then want to add a new shape key, such as maybe we want to bring her brows down to start adding expressions, well, we could go ahead and add a plus to add a new shape key. And then you'll see that this key, unlike the basis, has a couple of different options. Number one, we can name it. So we could say, brow down dot L. So maybe we want to bring the left brow down. And we have a range from 0 to 1, and these just affect this value slider. We're going to leave that just like it is. And then we also have the blend options where we can blend using vertex groups between other existing shape keys. We're not going to worry about these today. We're just going to be focusing on this. So now what we want to do, if we want to change the shape of this shape key, we're just going to hit tab to go into edit mode. And then with the brow selected here and with proportional editing enabled, we're just going to say bring this down like this, just kind of bring her expression in a little bit. And it doesn't need to be accurate. There's just a very, very quick demo here. But so we've brought her brow down like this. If we now leave edit mode again, you'll notice that it's gone back to its original shape. Brow down, brow not down, brow down, not down. And if we then adjust the slider here, we can increase that value. So as I take this up, you can see that the brow goes from up to down. And so this is very, very cool and makes it very easy to then adjust these shapes. So we can go and create a shape key like this. We could then maybe create another one for brow side up dot L or something, and maybe take the side of her brow up if she wanted to say raise the corner of her eyebrow, since some people can do that. How, I have no idea, but they can. So then we could take that up, and then we could increase this, so we could raise that. We could then lower this or raise this, and so then this then gives us control over those different expressions. And this is how you would actually do or one of the ways that you can do expressions within a face model and animate them, because you can keyframe this value just like you can keyframe any other value. And this makes it pretty quick and easy to do. You can also go in and pin a specific key. So let's say maybe we want to pin this key. Well, we can just click the pin right here, and now it'll always show that key no matter which ones of these, or actually if we just click one of these, it'll just show that key that's there, rather than having to adjust the slider. So this is more of an option that's not relative to the actual keyframe or the actual shape key. It's just an option relative to all keys. So we can just say, all right, basis, brow down, brow up, and this just makes it real easy to scroll through them without having to worry about adjusting these sliders, which, by the way, you can adjust the sliders right here with this little value. If you also want to say turn off a shape key, you can just click the I right here, and that will turn it off really quick so that you can, check it out a little quicker or easier. Next, we also have this option here to apply shape keys in edit mode. So if we go into edit mode here and we click this little button, this should, actually, very good question as to what exactly that does, because it doesn't actually seem to do anything. I'm sure that if you want to point it out in the comments, that of course would be great. So then there's a couple other options. One, we can move shape keys around like this, but then we can also work with multiple keyframes. So let's say, or excuse me, not keyframes, but objects with shape keys. So let's say that we want to, we have two of these head models, and one of these head models has shape keys one of them does not. Say, for example, if you imported a sequence of these heads and you wanted to join them all into a single shape, or something of the sorts. And let's maybe just assume that maybe this head is distorted. We'll make her a little bit of a cone head. Okay? And we want to then join this shape here into this shape. Well, the way that we do that, after I erase my grease pencil, is we select one shape, then select the other one, the master in this case, and we're going to choose this little dark arrow, and we're going to say join as shapes. And what this has done, you'll notice it's add a new shape key, name the same thing as this mesh, which we could name this cone head. And then if you increase the value, you'll see that it has added that shape as a new key. Now, the way that this works is basically the vertex data has to match. So it has to have the exact same vertex count as these ones, or else it will not work. If this has even one less vertex, say something like that, then this will fail. So if we say join as shapes, you can see we get an error. Selected meshes must have equal number of vertices. And so, this doesn't work with just any old mesh, but if they're identical, then it works. So that allows us to join as shape keys. We can also transfer shape keys from one object to the other in the same way. We can also then go in and mirror shape keys. So if we have the brow down right here, and we re-enable that, and we just say mirror shape key, you can see it's mirrored across to the other side. So what you could actually do is, let's see, you should be able to duplicate this. Yes, I believe. Well, I believe you can duplicate shape keys, but regardless, that allows you to mirror it very easily, since to do things on a symmetrical model. And this works the same way as basically the X mirror works right here, where if you click this with proportional editing off, it does not work with proportional editing. And there's been a lot of people that have asked about this, and this was a developer decision recently, because this, to work actually accurately with proportional editing, apparently it's quite convoluted and a bit of a problem, and so it's been temporarily removed. But basically, this works the same way as this does, in the sense that it basically works on symmetrical vertices. So, if this vertex is in the exact same position as this one, just right across the axis line, then it'll work. And so that's pretty much it. That's a quick rundown on shape keys. Shape keys are really cool. You can use them for any number of things, everything from changing the actual shape of an object during an animation. You can use it for keyframing expressions for an animation, for lip syncing or something like that. And you can also use it, say, in conjunction with a rigged character for deformation fixes. So like if the character is raising their arm and the shoulder gets all kinds of pinched, well, then you could go ahead, create a shape key that then resolves that weird pinching and deformation to then get a much cleaner joint. So lots of things you can do with it. Very, very handy and pretty quick and easy to use. And of course, you can also drive these just like you can drive other values. So if you say, added that shape key for the deformation, you could drive this such that when the shoulder bone is raised, it would automatically increase that shape key. So there's all kinds of cool things you can do with it. Hope this was a helpful little run through, and enjoy.